Hey everybody, my name is Judd. I am an aviation student here at Liberty University, and today we're going to be doing some really cool things. I'm going to take you on a simulator flight with me and my flight partner. We're going to go to the career fair, talk to some big companies, and try to market ourselves. And then we're also going to finish it off with a flight so you can see what I do in a day. Ready? Let's go. So we're over here at one of my favorite spots at the School of Aeronautics. We are hanging out, like you see over there. You can see the Blue Ridge down that way, and then all across here you can see the runway. It's just kind of cool to hang out here because we get to watch airplanes take off and land. If I have time in the mornings, I love to come out here and just spend a little time with the Lord. Starting off in aviation, I didn't really know what I wanted to do in high school. I remember I was in Florida. We were watching the Blue Angels on a family reunion, and we got to the Blue Angels practice show, and one of them just like flew over my head, and immediately I knew that's what I wanted to do. Going out and flying has been an opportunity for me personally, just kind of as an escape. I kind of see it as like leave your problems behind the runway and go take off and just look around you and just kind of take in and understand like the Lord's glory. All right, so this is usually like after breakfast where I will come and do my work. I can oversee the airport. I can oversee down here and see all the people walking around on campus. But there is some reason behind why I'm up here. So as a pilot, I am actually scared of heights. I am scared of standstill heights like this. If I look over the edge like that, I get like jitters and everything in me. But if I'm 8,000, 6,000 feet in the air in an airplane, I'm completely fine. It doesn't bother me one bit. During my freshman year, when I knew I was going to become a pilot, I actually would come up to the Freedom Tower every few days, and I would just stand on the edge and just like look over and look down to try to like conquer my fear of heights. And over the past like 3 years, it's actually gotten a lot better. And so after all this, and I'm done prepping, I'm going to head over to the sim lab. What's up, guys? So we're in front of the School of Aeronautics on our DeMoss location. We're gonna go take you on a tour real quick. And yeah, so I'm here with Miles right now, and we'll walk through the lobby and we'll walk through some of the sims and just talk about some of the different things.
All right, let's go.
So right here, we're in our front lobby. So we're kind of worked it from old to new. If you look on the simulator schedule right here, you'll actually see our two names on the solo sims. So above us right now is the MQ-12 drone by Textron. Right here in front of you, that's a working engine. Like here's inside the cylinder, they're actually moving.
If you look over here to the left, we have a couple smaller simulators that students can just come in and use as they'd like to practice their flows, checklists, just get familiar with our G1000 system. We have a live tracking map of flights that are going on currently. It looks like a flight block might have just started. As we can see, there's probably 5 or 6 Skyhawks that are about to take off, going throughout the various practice areas or even just staying at Lynchburg to do some pattern work.
All right, we're gonna go ahead into the sim lab and check out some of the classrooms now.
All right, so as we walk into the sim lab here, you can look at the floor. We actually have the runway markings here, and if you look to the left, we have actual taxiways here to replicate just like an actual airport as we walk through the sim lab.
So this is a classroom and it's also a sim. These are all different models. We do classes in here as well. So this is the all sim. So this is the inside of the sim. This is our jet simulator. So this can do, I think, like 11 or 13 different jets. But there's a smoke machine right here, which is actually the whole point of the simulator itself. But we use it at Liberty for what we call CRM, which is crew resource management, which is actually, in my opinion, one of the hardest parts of aviation, which is like coordinating with the guy next to you. What we train at Liberty, yes, we could teach you how to fly, yes, we can teach you everything else, but we're gonna teach you like what to do in the 1% of when everything goes wrong. So in these simulators like this one specifically, the smoke machine here is so we can start pumping smoke into the cockpit. So we can pump smoke in there and see how you react, and then also teach you the correct procedures for how to mitigate that situation.
This is Liberty's first sim that we ever had back in 2005. It actually started our sim program. So when you come by, you have to give it a shot, check it out. It's always good to remember our roots.
are the RTDs, the reconfigurable training devices. As you see right here, this is our G1000 avionics system we have set up. So the point of these is actually just understanding the system. I call it a reconfigurable training device because we can turn it from that into that very quickly. So it gives us time, specifically in our Commercial 2 course, to get some instrument time on a 6-pack since we almost only fly G1000. So this is our NIFA team, as well as our women's air race and a few other awards, specifically with our maintenance. The NIFA team is the National Intercollegiate Flight Association. They compete in regionals and nationals every year. Started competing back in 2004, where they actually won their second place in regionals. So this is the Loaning Trophy, with the help of Amelia Earhart and a few others. Created a trophy to award schools for the best well-rounded aviation program itself. So there's a lot of big names on there like Purdue, Air Force Academy, Naval Academy. Our school, Liberty, we have been blessed enough to win it the past 4 of 6 years. Right here, we'll start right here. This is the UAS wall. Cool opportunity to have here. UAS pilots nowadays are making almost just as much as regular pilots. So if you are interested in drones, we have a great program to offer you. And then this is one of our professors, Captain Neese. This is 10% of his collection for model airplanes.
We actually have a table comprised of an old aviation wing, and even here, some of our seating looks just like it would in an actual commercial airport. It can be squeaky at times, but it gets the job done while you're waiting for your class.
So this is our academic classrooms. Up top overhead is actually a bunch of solo t-shirts. So when you solo for the first time, it is tradition for your instructor to cut off your t-shirt and then draw a picture on there for you of your first solo to commemorate it. So mine's on a poster in my house. So mine's framed up in my house.
Normally they have most of the group-oriented classes here where you have the tables that are put together. So this would be like aviation safety, aviation leadership are 2 of the main classes that are in here. Hopefully it flies.
Dude,
I think it's Does it fly?
Oh my gosh. So good. Today we are warming up this morning through a solo sim. So we are currently both in the CFI course, which is the Certified Flight Instructor course. So we're going to go into our FTDs, which are flight training devices, to go practice some of the maneuvers. I'll get started up. I'll call times in.
This whole thing does light up.
So we're gonna call dispatch, get this thing ramped out. We track every hour on this. Good morning, Ben. This is Judd in 1396, looking to ramp out.
Vents are set.
I can just do clicks over like that. You can see all the lights on it. Or I can do like daybreak right here, which is beautiful. See, that just changed the view of the sim, which was really cool. So I just gave him his weather of what he needs to expect when he goes to take off. That helps us with like crosswinds and stuff to maintain safety.
On the airspeed there, so there it is. We're gonna start to pull back. As we do so, bring that nose up. Now me and Judd are gonna swap. Now I get to play instructor for him and get to fail his engine and all the fun stuff.
We're staring at the center line right now. So we're in the green, everything's green, airspeed's alive. There's 45, 50, 55 knots, rotate. Rotating on out of here. But when I see 1600 on the altimeter, I'll make a left turn for our crosswind for our pattern. So I'm basically just looking over here at the mountains right now. I know that prior to here, prior to the mountains and looking over here where Freedom Tower would be back there, I can start this left turn right now for our base leg. There's Ward's Road right there. Everybody knows where Ward's Road is if you live in Lynchburg. So I know that Ward's Road actually lines up with the runway. So low 85 flaps 30, coming on final, slowing down for 61 knots.
You sure that's Ward's? There's no traffic on it. We're going to test his abilities to the max to see just how good he can land a failed aircraft here. I have an engine fuel pump failure, and then you're going to start to lose his oil pressure. At this point, I think his aircraft is just going to completely fail.
Power's not coming back, pushing the nose down for 68 knots, which is our best glide speed. It's not coming back. Yep, so my engine's not coming back. So at this point, what I'm doing is I got squawked right here. Quick approach, Liberty 387, we just had a full engine failure 4.5 miles to the northwest of Lynchburg. We're gonna be landing in a field nearby. I got a pretty decent one over here. I think my system's screaming at me because it's like, hey, you just lost an engine. So I got my field right there on the base. I'm safe, I'm set up well. I've still got 350 feet remaining until touchdown. Field's made, so flaps are coming in, landing. So in the instance of an engine failure, a complete engine failure, it is kind of scary, but at the same time, like, I gotta remember my training, I gotta remember what's normal and try to get myself back to what's normal.
Watch out for those cows.
Yeah. Starting that flare out. There it is. So in the instance of an actual emergency, what I would do right now is I would go over to my checklists. It'd be like securing the aircraft to get out. And the reality is we're in a sim, we're safe, but we do those kind of failures just so that in real life, say like this does happen, God forbid, but it does happen, we know exactly what to do. And we can handle it with a calm, collected manner, which I'm okay, so we're good to go. What's up guys? So we just got done with the sims, got done with all that prep flight. So now we are at our maintenance hangar over here with the School of Aeronautics. And we're gonna go talk to some employers at our career fair. So a cool part here is a lot of our old students actually go out into the career fields that we prepare them for, and then they actually come back and advertise the companies they work for. So a lot of the people you see all throughout here are actually alumni. They're alumni from Liberty. They flew here, trained here, they did everything here. They go work out for their companies, and they have an opportunity to come back and represent the companies and talk about the old days. All right, let's go check out some of these. All right, so I'm here right now with Roger. Roger flies for Frontier. Roger, tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm Roger. I graduated from Liberty's online campus, and I've been at Frontier for 3.5 years. I'm currently a first officer in Dallas-Fort Worth.
Why would you recommend Frontier to somebody who wants to fly for them?
Yeah, so Frontier is one of the fastest growing airlines in the world. We have a lot of new airplanes coming on the property. And what that means for you guys as new hire first officers is that allows for significant seniority growth very, very quickly, which means moving to a base that's more desirable and moving to the left seat and earning a more senior schedule, earning more money, and basically having a better quality of life.
What's your favorite part about flying Frontier's planes?
Frontier's planes, of course, they're all very new, which is very nice. They're all Airbuses, which we all really appreciate. My favorite part about being at Frontier Airlines is just the amazing people that we get to work with every day. We have an incredible culture and a great pilot group.
All right, so I'm here with Bryce. Bryce is a current student at Liberty. Bryce is also an ambassador for Republic Airways. Are you excited to fly for Republic Airways?
I am very excited to fly for Republic Airways. I've enjoyed my time as a cadet. I've really enjoyed my time as an ambassador. I'm excited to see what Republic opens the door for me in the future as a pilot.
The cadet program, you mentioned that. Tell me a little bit about that.
So our cadet program, it's a conditional job offer. So you'll do an online application, you'll get an interview, and that's the only interview you have to do for essentially a first officer position that is conditional. We have cadet events in Indianapolis where you can come up to our headquarters, get to fly the sims and play around there. And it's just a great way where you can network and get your foot in the door of aviation.
We're here with Gracie and our UAS team. So Gracie, tell me a little about yourself.
So I graduated last May. I've been working for the university for about a year now as UAS Operations Coordinator, and a lot of what I do is help plan the drone flights that go on during campus, whether that's for our training flights or if it's one of our operations that's serving the university.
Why would you recommend somebody interested in UAS to come to our school for UAS?
We give you hands-on training. It's also all service-based, so everything that we do that we ask our students to volunteer for is serving the university in some capacity. We provide critical aerial situational awareness when we are doing security for football or commencement operations. Any large-scale events that happen on campus, we are there providing aerial situational awareness for our decision makers to help keep campus safe. Another great opportunity that we have is with serving with cinematography, helping marketing out, getting beautiful imagery of our campus to help promote it to other people, as well as mapping for facilities maintenance and management. We provide updated information for them and imagery for them as well, since we're constantly building and growing as a university. All of those opportunities with our operations to send our people to where they're more prepared than a lot of other universities because they've actually had real-world applications instead of just learning about things in a classroom. So we actually want to give you the experience you need to be able to get jobs later.
All right, so I'm here with Jason from Garmin. And so Jason, I have a question for you. What are some ways that a Liberty student could get involved with Garmin and maybe eventually work for Garmin?
My team has internships in the human factors side. We do the G1000 user interface, the G3000, 5000 user interface. You name it that a pilot interacts with, my team will work with it. So we have interns come in the summer. We have a whole backlog of things that need to be tweaked, tuned with our user interface. They'll use Figma, so having a background in Figma, which is a user interface tool, that helps a lot. So that's a pathway of getting on my team. If you're a pilot and you're looking to grow your knowledge in let's say charting or in aviation databases, we have a database collection team that also uses interns, to collect data from like published charts, but we also have systems people who come in and like the aerospace engineering degree would be a great degree for that. But those are great avenues, and if you're looking to be a full-time pilot, having the depth of knowledge of what a 424 coded chart is actually, or 424 database comes from, you'd blow away some of your when you get ready to go to an interview with an airline, because you know more than they do about how a chart's made. That's cool. So a couple cool paths for interns specifically. So interns is a big way of getting into Garmin. There's also straight hiring, straight out of school. I've hired folks straight out of school as well.
So I'm here with Steve with MAF. So tell me a little bit about MAF, Steve.
So Mission Aviation Fellowship, we're a Christian missionary organization, and we use airplanes as a tool to bring help, hope, and healing to isolated people.
So what is a big impact that MAF, but also just Mission Aviation, like how does that change the game in missions?
Well, we're all about transforming communities, right? And so we allow access for missionaries, for local indigenous believers, other ministries to be a part of isolated communities. And through the years, we see long-term transformation of those communities.
Thank you so much, Steve.
I'll show you what the maintenance students do. They got the coolest job. What's up, Mando?
How you doing?
Doing well.
Yeah.
It's good to see you. So yeah, this is the coolest part. It grows every year. Every year we have more and more people. So this over here, look at those hats. Those go so hard. So this is all for School of Aeronautics, for all the career fairs. Like we have a bunch of airlines, UAS, drone teams come out, serve teams, missions, and this is the part. That's cool. So we're out here at the maintenance hangar on the backside. This is where our maintenance students actually have an opportunity to have hands-on learning to understand the engine and see it, and so they're not just stuck in a classroom. All right, let's go check it out. And this is what the inside of an old Army aircraft looks like. So there's like their panel up front, all their levers. So this is what an old Cessna looks like. So the maintenance team's allowed to just rip it apart, put it back together. The students are. It's cool. Is this a Liberty plane? Oh, this is an old Liberty plane. So this is an old Liberty plane. So as you can tell, the old LU from back in the day when they flew these, and then the Sparky here, it's been around. He's a little faded. Inside still all intact and everything, man. Like look in there. We actually still have Bible verses on almost all of our aircraft. So over here, another one of Liberty's old aircraft. Oh, there's a year right to your right. The manufacturer here, date plate, 65. And the Dr. Pepper, just to commemorate it. Crazy opinion here, super hot take. Dr. Pepper is the superior soda. Second to Pepsi. Just saying, just saying. So right now we're dispatching out. So we are waiting on ops over here. They're printing out our sheet and giving us what we call a can, which has like all the records and then the keys in it, which we're gonna run through in a second and make sure the airplane's good. So this right now is flight ops. So this is where all the magic happens to make the flights happen. Looks all great. So we're gonna head out to the aircraft now. So right now we're out the airplane. We're gonna be doing a pre-flight where we're gonna thoroughly check every part of the aircraft, including the systems and as well as every wing, tail, nose, you name it. As I'm doing something, you'll hear airline pilots say building their nest, where basically they're just like putting all their stuff in the cockpit. Checking under right here, this is called our skid plates. There's something that can happen called a tail strike, where when you're taking off, you take off too sharp and the bottom of your plane hits it. This prevents it from like hitting our vertical stabilizer or our rudders. So landing gear in place, I go under, check it, make sure there's nothing broken on this. That's good there. Need to be open. This is our counterweights right here for the wings. Those are there, those are good. That's a really cool airplane. That's sick. All right, pre-flight done. Earlier we practiced in the sims of what we're gonna do today, so now we're gonna actually go do it in the actual airplane.
Force review is complete. So before starting engine checklist is complete. Starting engine checklist.
Beacon on, make sure that'll cut off. It is.
Port 3 mile final.
All right, RPM's good, everything's green, airspeed's alive. Maintaining center line, eyes outside. 35 knots, 40 knots, 45 knots, 50 knots, 55 knots, and rotate.
See ya.
Miles, if we turn right on course and you get a nice view of campus, you probably wouldn't mind getting that.
Yeah, that'd be kind of dope. Tenfold.
There's the Liberty Golf Course they're building down there for the Liberty Golf team. It's about time they got a nice course.
Okay, that's recording. Alright, cool. So, going to 95 knots and 3800 right now. We are set up for steep turns, so we can come left. It's coming in 30, rudder's coming in.
About 3 miles southeast of
Car's coming in.
2,400 and we Logan, Liberty 117.
Thanks so much for watching, guys. Be sure to like and subscribe and comment down below what major you're thinking about doing here at Liberty.
We're the first students to be filmed.
Alright, well, in a flight?
Yeah. We're the first students to be filmed in aeronautics.
I don't know.
That's what Alyssa mentioned.
Alright.